Hey Aries, thanks for stopping by. I'm Madeleine, if we haven't met before, and I'm super excited to read for you and see what is coming for you in July. But as we shuffle and get ready to talk about your cards, I want to talk about your stars for a second, or more specifically, your moon. So, we had a lunar eclipse in the sign of Capricorn on July 5th. And wow, your card's already jumping out. Spirit is ready. And for you, Aries, that means the lunar eclipse, the full moon, took place in your house of career and destiny. The house of who am I on the world stage? What is it I'm doing with my life? And do I love it? Do I feel like this is the legacy I want to leave? Is this the title or the role that I want to embrace? And a lunar eclipse is like a full moon on steroids. And full moons are already pretty potent, and they indicate a place in our life where there's been kind of a buildup of energy, and that could be, wow, that could be anticipation, or that could be anxiety. That could be joy, or that could be dread. Like, wow, I'm really coming to the conclusion that I got to get the fuck out of this job, or I've got to get the fuck out of this. It doesn't always have to be your career. It can be, again, maybe you serve on a board. Maybe you're part of a nonprofit or a volunteer opportunity, and maybe you're finding that your goals, your principles no longer align with certain paths. Full moons usually indicate, again, a culmination. So it's either this is ready or this is over. So I would ask you, Aries, and we'll see whether how much your cards, how much of that message Spirit wants to weave in. But they were coming in pretty strongly with wanting to talk about the lunar eclipse. So I want to say this is an ideal time to be looking at that area of your life. Whenever the moon is full of light, it's full of revelation. So things are lit up, our emotions are heightened, which can be a struggle, but which can also be incredibly fruitful and telling, So listen to your heart, listen to your feelings. Woo! Okay, tell me to pull. So let's get into it. Let's see what's going on for Aries. In the month of July, Spirit, loved ones and guides of Aries, what do they need to know this month for their highest good? What do they need to know for their highest good in the month of July? If there are matters of career and destiny to be discussed, Spirit, we'd like to know your advice, your guidance, your insight for the highest good of Aries Sun, Aries Moon, Aries Rising, and Aries Dominant people. Wow. All right, I got a little bit of a preview, but I'll throw your cards up here in just a second so you can see what I'm seeing. Perfect. Aries. Aries Sun, Aries Moon, Aries Rising. Let's do it. Bam! These times, they are a-changin'. Full moons. Full moon on steroids, baby. Wow. Good wow. A lot of opportunity in your life right now, Aries. Lot of opportunity. Holy hell. That's a good holy hell. That's a good holy hell. You've got some pretty fabulous cards here. I don't know why they're having me come straight to this card, but this is where they want to go, so let's go. This is sitting in the position of the potential, your hopes and dreams, the most sort of malleable or influenceable position in your reading. You could have this by the end of July. A sense of revelation, a sense of, I get it, a sense of I can see exactly where I want to go, 1-year plan, 2-year plan, 5-year plan. The Sun is such a comforting, wonderful card, especially if we're going through any kinds of Wheel of Fortune ups and downs, any kind of hanged one pause. Lunar eclipses do imply, like I said, there can be a letting go, there can be a leaving, there can be the realization that something has to be released for something else to go. You know what I mean? Kind of like what they're showing me now is kind of like dropping weight, like throwing things off of a boat because it's like we're not going to get there fast enough or whatever. I've been dragging this around. I don't really need to drag it around anymore. And specifically, I feel for some of you, this is related to relationships. The Ace of Cups is sitting in your past. That doesn't mean that that beautiful energy is no longer in your life, but I feel that some of you have kind of come to a conclusion that maybe like a certain relationship or a certain like potential is kind of like passing away, and you're okay with that. Now, there is something really beautiful also coming in. You have the Page of Cups hovering over the top of your reading, crowning your reading. So again, you do not need to worry that this is going to leave your life. I feel, again, it's more like some of you are dropping weight so that you can go forward. So if you're enjoying the love and the relationship that you have in your life and you feel like it's not dragging you down, and maybe if anything it's helping to push you forward, then this is not what they're talking about. This is something, now they're even making me kind of, for some of you, this is like your sister or like a sibling, a family member, someone who kind of, this is just how they're putting it, so I'm just going to say it, like whispers poison into your ear. And there's a little bit of like detachment. Doesn't have to be like, fuck you bitch, get out of my life. Like it can just be like, you know what, like you see your phone, like a text or a call from this person, and it's like, either I'm not in the headspace for this right now, or maybe you say, hey, I'm not in the headspace for this right now, but I'll call you back tomorrow or whatever, and just putting a little bit of healthy space between you and this person. The center of your reading, the Justice card, bringing things into balance. You're making some really important choices about how you're going to move forward in life in July. When crossed by the Wheel of Fortune, there is this implication of, I mean, hello, forward motion and momentum, but also, you know, just be aware that there are ups and downs with that. Whenever we're making progress, whenever we've got momentum, and it's a wheel, right? The wheel turns and wheels on the bus go up and down, round and round. And the exciting thing to me is that your entire reading speaks of forward motion and progress. You know, when even looking at the ups and downs of the Wheel of Fortune, it feels more like the emotional ups and downs. Like you make a really good decision and you go for something, like take a risk or reach out to someone or whatever. And that was amazing and exhilarating. And then immediately after you do it, there's the down of like, oh my God, are they going to say yes? Are they going to say no? Oh my God. And then there's the up of like, oh my God, they reached back. You know what I'm saying? This is normal. This is normal. Let your feelings be your feelings. They're not the end all be all. They're not, you know, they are real, but they are not the truth. So listen to your feelings, have compassion to them, allow them to kind of make sense of things for you, or be kind of a light. Like, oh, this is interesting, I should move this way. Or, oh, this makes me feel bad, I feel like I need to move away from this. No matter how much my pride or my, you know, my commitment or my whatever might be telling me, hold on, hold on, hold on. If I'm not feeling it, then I really have to let it go. Because that's what's going to bring about like revelations and understanding. The Hanged Man hangs by her, the Hanged One in this deck hangs by her foot and not by her neck. And you can see this corona of light around her head, indicating that she's experiencing an epiphany. That her world kind of had to be turned upside down and she had to look at it from this dramatically different environment. Maybe something had to be taken away that maybe you didn't even want taken away. But it was removed. Maybe even, this is what they're saying now, temporarily for some of you. What do I mean by that? I don't mean if you kicked a shitty ex out of your life that they're going to come back and be like, oh, I no longer cheat or lie or emotionally abuse. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about moving things out of your way. Temporarily, that may come back, that are healthy for you, that are good for you. Not the kinds of things, like I said, where your feelings say like, this makes me feel bad, this breaks my heart every time I talk to this person. Then that's not for you. You are meant to be happy. You are meant to be joyful. And specifically Aries, this month, you are meant to make a ton of progress. You are meant to take something that you are really excited about, your wand, and go for it. Look at you being the Knight of Wands. Now, you could have come in as a king, a queen, a page, but you come in as a knight. And the knights are all about transition and change and boldness, especially the Knight of Wands. This can be a card for literal movement of residence. This can be a card for movement of jobs. Again, lots of movement. Wheel of Fortune, Eight of Wands, lots of movement implied here. Could be just short-term travel for some of you, but it could be a change in residence for others, especially with that Wheel of Fortune. Looks like even your travels, those of you that are just traveling, they might have more of a, they might reverberate and have more meaning in your life than you're expecting. Maybe it's like, oh, I traveled to some state or whatever that I've never been to before, and now I'm like, I just fell in love with Montana or whatever, and I gotta go live in, you know what I'm saying? Spirit's getting real specific, but now, I feel some of you may also be looking for a new job. It's either looking for a new job, it could be looking for supplemental income. And I feel like a lot of you, that the chances are great, that your trajectory looks fantastic. Now, again, we're going to get into why this looks so fantastic. But first, I want to bring you back to that Justice card and remind you of what's been, they just give me like a big meditation deep breath. So I feel like they're asking you to do a bit of that. If you're not a meditator, Aries, I would encourage you, and I understand, fire sign, you want to just go. It makes like the least sense in the world to sit down and be quiet or whatever and think that that's going to create movement in your life, but that's what Spirit is saying. So for example, let's just take that example of you get the shitty text from the sister, the boyfriend, the partner, the whoever, mom, whatever, and it's triggering. And what you really want to do is launch back a quick text or throw the phone across the room and tell this person to like go to hell or whatever. But instead what you're going to do is maybe turn off the phone, maybe just set it down, silence it, go to a place where you feel comfortable, a place where you can get some quiet and some peace and some time to hear yourself. And I don't mean hear your thoughts, I mean hear your soul. Your thoughts will always be presenting themselves. So that's the beauty of meditation, is like, okay, brain, like I'm hearing you all the time, really appreciated the critical thinking, all that is fantastic. But what I really need to hear is my soul. And it's going to be speaking to you. That's what they're telling me with Page of Cups, with Hanged One. And look where you're heading. Look at what's in your future. Six of Wands, recognition. Being, this is what Spirit just said, being the one. Six of Wands can be a card of like, yeah, I did that. Like, that was me. And by all means, Aries, if you are being celebrated, recognized, stand up tall in that and accept it. Stand up tall, receive, be grateful, because you are the one who has earned those accolades. The key, I like this because you've got two sixes. And again, like the Wheel of Fortune, the sixes in the tarot indicate flow and change and forward motion specifically. Six of Pentacles is getting paid what you're worth. It is receiving the generosity that is either needed or due to you, karmically speaking. Like, you give to other people and this month you will receive, or vice versa. If you've been receiving a lot from other people, you may be asked to give of your time or of your energy, or you may just feel this urge to be generous. And I would follow that urge. I feel like there are kind of really delightful things on the other side of that. New opportunities, new avenues opening. I really, like, they are really, Spirit is like hitting me with that lunar eclipse in the 10th house, 10th house, 10th house, 10th house. It's essential for you, Aries, to have something that is just yours. Whether that's like, I'm writing this book, or I have this hobby that I love, or I'm building this business, and maybe right now it's just a side business and it's this big or whatever. The potential is enormous. And now Spirit's really cutting in with some interesting stuff. For those of you that do like run a business or have some kind of like involvement in, I don't know, I'm just getting this sense of kind of like nonprofit organizations or activist organizations. There is something around donation There is something around, if you make skateboards, maybe you donate a skateboard to be raffled off by an organization that you love. And that's your way of giving some of your time and energy and effort. You know what I'm saying? Does this make sense, Aries? I feel like it pays off even more than the joy and the you know, just kind of the pure yay of giving something. I feel like it's like somebody keeps you in mind and somebody might come back and look for you. So you wouldn't be doing this explicitly for that to happen. But if you are planning on giving something with an open heart, I feel like you should expect that there's going to be kind of like karmic repercussions in the most beautiful way. And hey, you know, I don't think I need to say this to you, Aries, but if you're doing something shifty and selfish, well then, you know, justice also implies karma coming back. And so does that Six of Pentacles. And the Six of Wands says you're going to be noticed. So be noticed for the right things, right? I think it's really fucking cool that you have Six of Wands, Eight of Wands, and the Sun in a reading where Spirit is talking about your house of career and destiny. The house of being seen, the house of popularity, the house of recognition of your gifts and talents and what it is that you feel like you were put on this earth to do. Because there is a house for job, right? That's the 6th house. That's like the stuff I do to make money. The 10th house is like, this is who I consider myself to be in the world. This is what I aspire to be. Big dreams and big moves you're going to make this month, Aries. I say be very bold, which is in your nature. Be bold, be innocent, because, you know, you can be innocent and wise at the same time. You can, you know, some people might think that to be innocent sounds like to be naive, but what I mean is go in with an open heart. And if somebody doesn't return that favor, you still know who you were in the equation, okay? And as I say that, again, I'm kind of feeling like some of you may have someone come back from your past and weigh it out carefully. How you feel, what you want, and it's like what I feel versus what my soul says. Because I don't know if you've ever been in this situation, Aries, but I certainly have, where maybe there's a relationship that you leave or you feel like you should leave, but it's like your heart is like, I love this and I don't want to lose this and I'm scared what's out there, but your soul is like, it's time to go. It's been time to go. It's been time to go. And you kind of can't ignore that little voice in your ear. That could be about your job. These are general readings, Aries. But what is it that kind of, what bell or little, you know, like warning goes off in you when I talk about your emotions want one thing, but your soul is saying another thing? Pay attention to that, because that may be the thing that needs to be kind of sacrificed or let go of. And again, I'll remind you, for some of you, this comes back around. For others of you, when you let it go, you're going to be like, oof, God, I can't believe I waited this long to let go of that. I'm so ready for something new. A lot of opportunities to shine coming at you, Aries. So put yourself out there. Show off. Be bold. If you are like, and this is what I'm hearing from Spirit, okay? If you're like, well, they don't make the job that I want to do, you make it. 6 of Wands, the Sun, 6 of Pentacles. Give of your gifts. Make a YouTube video showing people how to do what you do or offering whatever it is you do, and see what comes from your generosity. You know what I'm saying? It's all going to come back. Aries, this looks like an exciting month, a fiery month. Be bold, be brave, do what feels right in your soul, and give yourself the time to listen to that before you take action, okay? Okay, good deal. I'm so glad to see you, Aries. Thank you for being here. I hope you enjoy your reading, and I hope it serves you very well throughout the rest of the month. And if I don't see you in a video before then I will see you in your August reading. Bye, Aries.